1314 AD, 5208 AM. By this time Philippe IV of France had tortured to death 36 Knights Templars and burned 54 more at the stake, trying to acquire the secrets to their treasures' whereabouts. This was futile, for those Templars that escaped removed the treasuries and took to the sea. The Grand Master of the Knights Templar, named Jacques de Molay, was condemned to death and slow roasted over an open fire in a public square. As he suffered, he cursed both the King of France and the Pope for their conspiracy, declaring that both of them would meet him in death. And as history attests, Pope Clement died a month later of dysentery, and King Philippe died 8 months later. This was the 60th year of Scotland's troubles with England, since the kidnapping of the King and Queen, Alexander III, and his wife in 1254. Robert the Bruce was badly outnumbered, leading 6,000 Scots against the 20,000 invading English at the Battle of Bannockburn. Just prior to the battle, a fleet of vessels belonging to the Knights Templar, who had fled Europe seeking another base of operations, landed at Scotland. As the battle progressed, a cavalry of Knights Templar with Templar banners stormed toward the battle, and the English fled terrified. It was the help of the Knights Templar that won the Scottish independence. 1314 AD was the final year of the 7 comets over Europe, a period of 16 years of increased comet activity, noted by European historians. The 7th comet-like body is described by chroniclers as, quote, awe-inspiring blackness, unquote. People reported unusual mists of poison, and it was widely accepted at this time that these death mists were descending from the sky from passing comets. On the other side of the planet in China, the sun darkened and the earth trembled and quaked. The historical record is precise, for this is planet Nibiru, passing through the inner solar system close to Earth, occulting the sun in transit exactly 60 years after it entered the inner system in 1254 AD, and passed over the sun perpendicular to the ecliptic to complete its total 792-year orbit, this being 792 years to its final appearance in 2106 AD at Armageddon. It will remain 732 years beneath the ecliptic far out in the outer system, and return to destroy the entire Western world in 2046 AD. The Anunnaki appeared on Earth in 3439 BC as the Watchers and gave humanity the knowledge on how to manufacture deadly weapons. And incidentally, as Nibiru passes close once again, a new deadly weapon enters the historical record. In this year, Europe became aware of a new weapon that would revolutionize all warfare for the next 7 centuries, the gun. It was invented by a German monk, according to the Chronicle of the City of Ghent. This curious year was exactly 4416 years into the Vedic calendar, or 452 times 8 years. 1. The Merovingian mythos. 2. Pirates and the Lost Templar fleet. 3. Rule by secrecy. 4. The Black Death. A Chronicle of the Plague by Johann Noll. The Gods of Eden, Bramley. 5. Sages and Seers. 7. Technology of the Gods. 1315 AD, 5209 AM. The House of Osman I begins the Ottoman Empire of the Turks, beginning a 138-year countdown to the Turkish goal, the taking of Constantinople in 1453 AD, when they changed the name to Istanbul. The Great Famine of Europe begins, lasting to 1317, believed to have been caused by bad weather conditions. In the spring there was too much rain, followed by continual rain in the summer and then in fall. Bad harvests are reported throughout Europe, resulting in famine. Cannibalism is reported, and it is estimated that 10% of the total European population died. Children were abandoned everywhere. 1. A History of Civilization, Volume 2. 2. The Medieval Underworld. 3. Apocalypse 2012. 1320 AD, 5214 AM. In the Declaration of Arbroath, which the Scots sent to the Pope, they declared that the Scottish people descended directly from the Scythians. They had lived priorly a while in Spain and came to Scotland, quote, 1200 years after the outgoing of the peoples of Israel, unquote. This means that around 247 BC, the people who became the Scots settled in Scotia, Scotland. 1. W. H. Bennett, Symbols of Our Celto-Saxon Heritage. 1322 AD, 52:16 AM. Pope John XII officially banned the Jewish Talmud. The Talmud was a book of morals and ethics for the Jews to practice with other Jews. The text teaching Jewish people to regard all non-Jews as less than human animals, as goyim. Treachery, deceit, usury, bait-and-switch tactics, even grievous sexual trespasses against children are all allowed in the Talmud for the Jews to practice against non-Jews. Unlike the Torah, which was the ancient original biblical books of the Israelites, the Talmud is a book of extreme prejudice that promotes the racial ideal that the entire world and all its inhabitants are to be the prey of the Jews, for rulership of all races is their divine right. Many other popes will condemn the Talmud throughout history. 1. Jewish supremacism.